Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to embark on a pretty fascinating journey, diving right into the heart of Filipino culture by exploring its rich and vibrant traditional literature. So let's start with this really powerful idea. Literature is a mirror of our history. What does that actually mean? Well, it's not just some collection of stories. It's a reflection of our collective life, from the past all the way to right now. It really holds the key to understanding who we are as a people.
All right, here's our roadmap. We'll kick things off with the basics, then explore the two major forms, dive into some classic story types, really feel the power of those ancient epics, and finally, we'll talk about the incredible legacy these stories leave behind.
Okay, so first things first. What exactly are we talking about when we say literature? Let's get that foundation set. To really get it, let's look at the Filipino word for literature itself, panitikan. It's actually built around the root word titik, which means letter. So at its very core, it's the art of letters, a way to express the deepest thoughts and emotions of a whole community.
So you see, literature does so much more than just entertain. You can think of it like a cultural blueprint. It mirrors our way of life, our beliefs, and all our shared experiences. It's shaped by our history and our environment, and then, in turn, it helps shape our very identity. Generally speaking, this huge world of expression can be broken down into two fundamental forms. Let's take a closer look.
So, on one side, we've got prose, or tulayan. Just think of it as everyday language, stories told in sentences and paragraphs, like in a novel. Then, on the other side, you've got poetry, or patula. This is more structured. It's built with verses and often uses rhythm and rhyme to create a really powerful artistic and emotional effect.
Okay, now let's zoom in on prose and check out some of the most enduring story types that have been passed down through so many generations.
First up is a category of stories that tries to explain the world all around us, the legend.
Have you ever wondered how a certain mountain got its shape, or how a fruit got its name? Well, that's the world of the alamats, or legend. These are incredible origin stories, full of creative explanations for the natural world and even historical events.
Next up, we've got a kind of storytelling where the main characters aren't even people.
This is the fabula, or fable. Here, animals act just like humans, and through their stories, they teach us really valuable moral lessons in a way that's super memorable. The famous tale of the clever monkey and the patient turtle, that's a perfect example, a classic Filipino fable about how brains can beat brawn. All right, our final example of prose is a bit more grounded in reality, and it often involves some very well-known figures. This is the anecdote, or anecdota, which is just a short story about a real person or event. They're often witty and insightful, and they're designed to make a point that really sticks with you. Just think of all the stories about the national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. They reveal way more about his character than any textbook ever could. Okay, let's shift gears now. We're moving away from prose and into the powerful world of poetry, starting with one of its grandest forms, the epic. This is where we get to meet the original superheroes of the ancient Philippines. We're talking epic poems just filled with unbelievable tales of courage, magic, and grand adventure. In this right here brilliantly shows the diversity of our culture. I mean, every region has its own epic hero. From Lamang in the north all the way to Indarapatra and Suleiman in the south, these epics are just a beautiful testament to the unique identities of different groups all across the islands. Let's take Biag ni Lamang. This is the story of a hero who could literally speak the moment he was born. His life is just one incredible adventure after another, from fighting off entire tribes to being swallowed by a giant fish. And it's all driven by his quest to win the heart of the beautiful Inez Canyoyan.
Or how about the epic of Indarapatra and Suleiman from Mindanao? It's such a powerful story of brotherhood and sacrifice where two kings have to take on these monstrous beasts just to bring peace and life back to their kingdom. It's a classic tale of good versus evil.
But epic poetry isn't the only game in town. There's also a more intimate, more personal kind of poetry that captures the rhythm of just everyday life. These are the Amating Bayan, or folk songs. And honestly, they were the soundtrack to our ancestors' lives. There were songs for every single occasion. Songs to set the beat for rowing a boat, songs to celebrate a big harvest, and of course, gentle lullabies like the Oyai to soothe a child to sleep. Each one is like a little time capsule, preserving an intimate moment from the past. So after going through all of these different forms, what's the big takeaway? Why does any of this still matter to us today?
This famous Filipino proverb really says it all. Our literature is our origin. Understanding these stories, the legends, the fables, the epics, that's how we look back. It connects us to our roots and gives us a much stronger sense of who we are as we move into the future.
Because ultimately, these stories aren't just artifacts sitting in a museum. Not at all. They are living, breathing narratives, a vibrant legacy just waiting to be rediscovered by each new generation. So the real question is, which piece of this incredible inheritance will you bring to life first?